How you doing? How you doing? What's up? No problem. No problem. So here what I'm gonna do is, since I know Gigolo, since I know him from the beginning to the end. Okay, because I want to get it in my head before he starts recording, yeah. I want to get everything in my head before he starts asking me questions. Huh? Yankee boy, 007 is going to interview us. You don't mind, right? Okay. So he's going to interview everybody separately. All right? Get to know from the beginning to the end, since you know Gigolo. You know?
Just put rap set down on.
Put rap set?
Just put rap set down on.
Okay.
So she,
Family, okay. What's your address? 7?
Just put 7-8 Bainbridge Street, that's all.
007, you know, right?
Yeah.
Triple zero.
Yeah.
000.
Okay.
You all going with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Larry.
Can't pick on
I know Gigolo for like 2 or 3 years now.
Excuse me.
He put me into his family. I was his personal technician, worked on his radios. It's hard. I don't know, man. It's really hard on me. It's hard on me, man. I lost an idol. It's hard, man. It's really hard on him. Wait.
Yeah.
It's really hard, man, on him. Hard now.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, man. I just love him.
Oh, you're gonna be missed.
I did a lot for him. Me and Chief was over his house, working on his antenna. Remember? Yeah. This was the last time we seen him alive, when we worked on his antenna.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard, man. Right?
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's not gonna be the same out there.
All right, man. I just want to make this quick and simple, man, because I'm not used to doing this. But I met Gigolo at the wake from Michael Jackson, and from that day on, me and Gigolo like hit it off because he crashed a brand new truck into a snowbank. Oh my God! And put a big dent inside it, man. Oh man, I never let him live that down. I used to always tease him about that. Gigolo, look out for them snowbanks, man. They're gonna get you. Frosty's coming after you, man. Hey, oh, Birdman, I'm gonna clip your wings. I'm going 10-7. But yo, man, I'm gonna miss him. And, oh God, Gigolo, you're gonna throw snowballs at me this winter. I know you are. I love you, bro. And that's it, man.
Yes, I met Gigolo in the radio. He could talk to me in the radio. Who's this? I said, this is Blue Falcon, 583. I met him. Then I met him in the breakdown in Long Island. We make friends, we talk about, you know. And he was a good guy. He's a nice guy, Gigolo. He was cool, you know. Maybe once in a while I talk to him. I see him in the radio talking to me. I talk to him. I saw how he's doing. He's all right, you know. He's good. He's good, man. Gigolo, I'm gonna miss him, man. He's a nice character. The best friend I met in the CB radio. He's a nice guy, you know. But that's the way it is, you know. CB, a lot of friends. Yep. Years ago, I think I met him one time too. We was talking in the radio. Yeah, you know. He said, "Hey, Blue Falcon, what's up, man? You know, I'm a Bushwick guy, you know." And we used to talk, you know. But it's been a while. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him, man. I'm gonna see him no more, but that's life, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Gigolo. He's a good guy. Yeah. He's a character. He was a nice guy, friendly. Yeah, he's the best friend you could find. Yeah, one day I was in the radio, and he came like, "Who's this dog catcher in the radio?" Hey, it's Blue Falcon. What you doing, Blue Falcon? Come on, I'm doing that skip. Come on, stay by. Wait for your breaker. Come on. Go be quiet with that love. All right. And I said, all right, I stay around. I stay in the quiet side. You know, and then I turned my radio off. He tried to call me back, but I wasn't around. And they said, where you was? You got mad? I said, no, I got mad. I just turned the radio off. I went away because you skipped, you know. Well, you don't hear me because I'm barefooted and I'm using my wire antenna up the window. I ain't got no antenna up there in the roof, you know. And I say, I'm going to miss you, Gigolo.
Yeah, I'm already here, Tom. Come in.
Yep.
My name is Donald, and they call me Big Bear. We used to talk on Channel 13. Started talking on the CB radio maybe about 1991. And I've heard voices just like the typical CB. You know, I started off with little to no power and was trying to get a break, and one day somebody answered my call, and on my way to work I used to talk to a group of guys, and those group of guys included Gigolo, Steve, may he rest in peace, Gigolo, 700, Big Sash, they call him Big Man, Pit Bull. I met all of these guys on the radio back in the early 90s, and they were a great influence to me in the hobby of CBing, which is pretty much a dying hobby, but it's still a great hobby. You meet a lot of people over a period of time, and you may not ever see these people's faces, and then one day, years down the line, you meet these people and you're like, hey, oh wow, now I've matched the face with the voice, and you make lifetime friends on the CB. So Gigolo was one of those kind of guys that you would never forget. You go to different CB breaks, and you start to learn who the person is. You know, behind the microphone. Gigolo had a voice that is unforgettable. You know, he could have been someone on the radio or TV. You know, he had that kind of quality of voice, and we joked around. on the radio and told jokes and made each other laugh. And Gigolo was a heavyweight on the radio. And my prayers go out to his family and his kids, and he will never be forgotten. He's in the hearts of many who talked on the radio. And pardon my tears, but this was a picture we took. One of the guys was celebrating his he had a personal celebration, and he invited us all out. Gigolo was included in that group, and he came down. And this was a picture of myself, Big Bear. This is a picture of a guy named Daddy Duke, Luke, 023 we call him. This is Gigolo, and this is his right-hand man, Big Sash, Big Man. And so I brought these down to share with the family and some of the brothers down here at the funeral parlor. And may God bless his soul, and may God be with his family at this particular time. And again, my prayers go out to him, his family, everyone. And thank you very much.
My name is Yankee Boy, and I just recently came back to the States. I was abroad. I've been back now 6 years, and I used to live in Bermuda. And I used to love when Skip rolled in, because I got to speak to all my homies back home. I never knew Gigolo personally back then, but I had other friends like 357, 146, No Good, Pitbull, a lot of them. But I finally got to meet Gigolo. One day we was all in Jamaica at Rochdale, where my mom lives, in the park there. He was getting one of those boxes that he blew up, fixed from, trying to think of his handle, I'm sorry, Bad Whiskey. And I got to finally meet him, and from the years of talking to him and then coming back home and getting on the radio, we used to fight like cats and dogs, and he just was a good guy. He was a good brother. I'm just sorry to see him go, and my condolences to the family and his friends. He was a super guy, and if you knew him, you'd have loved him, because one of his favorite sayings, it was, everybody wants to be somebody. That's all I got.
All right, I remember the first time I'm talking to Gigolo.
Let's start from the top. Who are you?
I'm Mr. Wise. I'm originally from Brooklyn, but being that now I live in Queens, so I'm in Super Soul, Queens. I was coming from work. Gigolo was not on the radio. His station wasn't up. But he'd been on the radio prior to that, but he took down the station for a while. I remember coming home from work, and I first heard Gigolo key his mic from a long time. And he started, I keyed up to him, and I said, "What's up with him?" And he came back to me, and we started talking. Since then, we've been talking on and off the radio. If it wasn't on the phone, it was on the radio. Gigolo was the type of person that would make you laugh on the antics that he would do on the radio with other people, and everybody would laugh. People that weren't in on the whole community that we have here knew that it wasn't serious, but a person coming from outside looking in would think it was something serious. It was just hilarious. The man would make you laugh all day and keep you laughing days to come because it was so funny. And basically the impression of Gigolo, me and him, we'd also have long conversations. The guy was, smart, generous, and he was Gigolo. Everybody that knew him on Skipland, they knew Gigolo. He's one of the heavyweights out here, and he's going to be very missed. But basically, we all going to miss him. And in the memory of that, I'm going to be wearing this vest. I put this on. I don't know how much they can get it at. But basically, that's what I put on the vest. So it'll remind Gigolo, people of Gigolo for a good while. So basically, he's just going to be missed, and condolences to everybody in the family and CB World. We're going to miss him. All right,
All right. I'm here today in remembrance of my friend Steve Gigolo. What to say about Gigolo? Worldwide Gigolo. Worldwide Gigolo. I miss my friend. He brought quality to the radio that nobody else could bring. He was what made it worth turning my radio on. Oh, man. He brought a class to the radio. He was part of the morning show. On my way to work every day, he would shout me out or I would shout him out, and we would talk on my way to work. I would go out lunchtime and I would talk to him at lunchtime. I'd talk to him on the way home. We lived close to each other, so he was my next door neighbor. In the middle of the night, I'd turn on my radio because him like me, we were night owls. I could turn it on 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and shout him out. Or I'd text him real quick, let him know I'm on the radio, and we'd get out there and have a conversation. Gigolo was known across the country. When he said worldwide Gigolo, he wasn't just saying it, he was worldwide. There wasn't a station across the country that hadn't spoken to him, or even if they didn't speak to him, they heard him. They just didn't have what it took to make the trip back. There's a lot of people on the radio, but there'll never be another Gigolo because he brought what it took to make the radio enjoyable. And I mean for everybody. He kept people in check, and he also kept them all out there. He had a station that talked, and he made everybody else around him want to step up their station. I'm gonna miss my friend on the radio. I'm gonna miss my friend in person. God rest you.
What's up, fellas? Hello, everybody. My name is Brown Hornet. I come out of New York City, but I reside in Whitehall, Pennsylvania now. A lot of guys know me on CB Radio with my brother, my twin brother, John Shaft. I'm going back talking about my friend Gigolo here. We lost a good one here. This one really hurt me to the soul. It touched me real hard, I can go on and on about stories about Gigolo, but I'm going to tell you the main thing about him. And people understand how nice of a guy he was, how much heart he had towards people, how much he gave and contributed to a lot of people. I remember a time when I wasn't working no more. I had lost my job closed down. I do little odds and ends and jobs here, and my man Gigolo, he knew about it. He told me, he said, Brown, why don't you come work with me? I said, sure, Gigolo. He said, he said, I can't pay much, but I, at the time I didn't care, He offered me a job. I took it. My man Gigolo, I worked with Gigolo for about 2 years with his printing company, man. I mean, anything I needed, he did for me. Anything he wanted, I did for him, When it comes to CB work, or even outside of CB work, we ate food with his family. I knew his kids when he was growing up. This guy was a good guy, man. Good guy. Everybody figured he'd come out there, he'd argue, Everybody said, oh, Gigolo, he's power hungry. That was just Gigolo. That was just Gigolo, y'all. That's who he was. He was a ghetto superstar, the one and only ghetto superstar. He's gonna be truly missed, y'all. He's a real good friend of mine, man. It hurts me bad that he's gone. The radio's not gonna be the same no more without him. Because every time you come out there, you're always looking for a fight. One thing about it, if you want to test your equipment, if you can't test it with Gigolo, you can't test it. I promise you, y'all. If you couldn't test your equipment with Gigolo, your system, either car or base station, it just wasn't it. But I'm really gonna miss this dude, man. There's never gonna be one like him, nowhere. You know, this is a hard one for everybody. You know, this is a really hard one for everybody. You know. But I just want to say thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody who contribute, everybody who sent all their prayers and blessings to the family. I thank you to the bottom of my heart. So, I'm Brown Hornet 373 out of the Keystone State, formerly from New York City, y'all. God bless. I'm out.
Hello, I am Straight Razor. I guess that's probably one of my last handles. I had a lot of other handles. I think I've been on the radio since 1970, CB radio. And boy, do I got stories. I guess where I'm gonna start from? I guess 1973, about 73. I just had a regular base station antenna, actually mobile, Pace 123A. With a Turner Plus 2 microphone, and back then, Wilson was called, Mako was called Wilson Electronics at the time. And I had what they call a Ringo, what is now called the V5000 with the radios on it. Anyway, I think I was living on Linden Boulevard in Queens. Was talking on that, no amplifier, no power, and all the big guys back in the 70s, all the Brooklyn cats, Weatherman, 542, Brooklyn Boss Man, we had Dolomite, bunch of guys. And you had the Queens guys, Tow Truck, AKA Bo Laddie Daddy, Transatlantic, had the guy who was excellent with microphones, Dependable Pete. This is all around the 70s going into the 80s. Then after that era passed, I think I dropped out for a little while, and then I came back, still running no power. I think back in the 80s, I had a halfway decent station. And then we had guys like, we're not gonna get to Gigolo yet, as the honoree, I would say the honoree. There's so many guys that, let me see, CB is an awesome hobby. It allows you to, well, I'll put it this way, a lot of people didn't think that CB radio was gonna last as long as it did. It was a trend in the 70s and the 80s, early 90s, and then some people thought it faded out, and it really didn't. That's a legend right there too. I was just hollering at 000. Anyway, glad he popped up because he gave me some more stuff to talk about. That man right there, 000 is a legend, and back in them days, and we had Zeros. What was that guy's name that had the PDL2s on, the stacked PDL2s?
Trip, you want to jump in there?
You can sign in. Macon. His real name was Macon. His last name was Macon. I think that was like one of the biggest bangers in Brooklyn I did. Stacked PDL2s. He used to live, what street was that? It was Bed-Stuyvesant. I think 999s. I think that's what his name. No, it wasn't 999s. Anyway, that particular. Well, let somebody tell. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, that was one of my biggest antenna setups. It wasn't Herkimer, wasn't the Cab. It was over there by Kosciuszko Pool, K-Pool. They used to call it K-Pool. But I knew his name. I knew his last name was Macon. I just can't remember what his handle was.
Dragon lived over there. Battery Booster lived over there. Number 3.
Anyway.
This is what he calls senior moment.
Yeah, this is a senior moment. CB, we got brown shoes on the side. The infamous. Go on over here, man. You can get into this. Is a documentary. This 000. One of the few of the oldest guys from the 70s and the 80s, and that's brown shoes. He's a legend, old school legend. And at that point, it's just so many guys I like to bring into the picture. But anyway, in the 80s, we started running power. I wasn't running a real big power according to the other guys. And that particular antenna I was talking about it was so huge when he used to turn it. It used to like if he turned it southwest, I wish I could call the street, it would hang off the side of the house. And no, it was awesome. It was like the best stacked PDL2 antenna I was ever put up. Don't know what, actually, I guess when he stopped talking on radio, it just deteriorated and just fell apart on its own. Then we go into the 90s, and we got Brown Shoes go from a base station to a mobile. And like, Brown Shoes used to live in Brooklyn. A lot of the ducks don't know. So I don't in his shoes.
I do my own thing. What's up?
Oh, snap. Get in here. Here go another legend, Switchblade. Long time, dude. Oh my goodness, what's up? Wow.
I know you bring Brown Shoes. I know you're gonna blow
Man, this is another legend in and out of CB.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm still the man, so don't get beside yourself.
Oh, okay.
The Switchblade that plays the saxophone?
Yeah. Yep, that's him. That's him. That's him.
You know who this cracker is? 007. You're still coming to my birthday party?
He looked like Gil Scott Heron. But when he looked at me, I said, "Oh snap, this there." But
you live in Pennsylvania, right?
No.
He's still around. Do you remember? Do you remember?
Your mom's house for a while, and then
my mother passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was living with
But you had a signal coming to New Jersey, like unbelievable.
He was up there. He was up there in one of them buildings.
Yeah.
But
remember I said I'm having a 50th birthday party.
I know, but somebody scooped me
I missed that. Yeah, I missed that one. I heard it was nice. I heard.
Years ago, when I was like,
yeah, I remember.
I go, you still driving? He's like, oh, don't start with me.
This is a legend. He was most hated, most liked, but my homeboy
That's right.
and Flycatcher.
Would you Flycatcher him?
I ain't seen Flycatcher in a long
I talk
time.
to him all the time, that knucklehead.
Yeah, you seen him?
Yeah, I don't know. He ain't on the air right now.
Of course, that Flycatcher ain't been on the radio. I mean, we could bring up so many names. Well, okay, you could throw a couple of names.
Let me go.
Yeah, go ahead and
And then when you're done,
holler.
come back here. I want to get you on the video.
Switchblade. They was actually. Oh yeah, really? I never knew you was under me like that. Okay, I thought you was younger.
No, I'm 63. Don't get mad because I did.
Okay, Gil Scott. Hey, look just like Gil Scott Heron. Anyway, where was I at? I think we was in the 90s going. There's so many legends. I'm trying to think of what's the name that used to live down the street from Gigolo. He had the light eyes. He passed. Oh man, he used to like to gamble. Even though he used to live about 3-4 houses. I don't know why them.
Half stepper. Digger.
Grave digger. There you go. Grave digger. Grave digger. Grave digger used to live down the street from Gigolo, and I don't know. I guess they got along real good because I never heard them two complaining about who's splashing who. But there's so many stories, and the only way I could bring all of them up, certain people I see, and then they just like Switchblade. I haven't seen Switchblade since Big Jim passed. That was the last time I saw him. He came to Big Jim's funeral. That was, what, 5, 7, 8, 10 years? 12, yeah, about that. That's how long it is. Because Digger was dead. Digger was snapping on him because he had this watch. He said it was a Rolex, but Great Digger said it was a Folex.
Super 5, you remember him?
Yeah.
So let me get your attention back here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you know how to pull stuff out of people.
Yeah, this is going to be not easy.
Yeah, it is. You did it with Gigolo. You did an awesome job with Gigolo, so start pulling.
All right. So,
Let me see. I can pull one out because I have Watergates to call. So, okay. One day I was reading the mail. I was cooking. I was doing something. The Gigolo decided to come out. Skip came out. Somebody called him, and he turned his antenna around the key, and I sat there and waited because that's my nemesis, and anybody don't know it. But pretty much all y'all know, me and Gigolo used to fight like cats and dogs. A lot of people thought we didn't like each other, but what they didn't know was Gigolo lived on Decatur Street, and I used to live around the corner from him on Bainbridge. We went to school together, Decatur, same school across the street from his house. We went to school together, and that sucker saw somebody steal my bike when I was a kid. That story I like. He never said nothing. He knew who it was, but he never told. But anyway, getting back to, I'm listening at him, Ken, and he's getting his name called. So I started turning on my boxes, and my antennas are already set southwest. And I dropped that ham on him, meaning the microphone. So when he got off the mall, the guy came back. I can't recall who it was because there's so many people. And most likely it had to have been somebody, Boogeyman, that's who it was. Boogeyman in Alabama told him, man, Straight Razor just came and put that stick on you. So after that, it was an ongoing fight, back and forth. Oh, what's up, kids? What's up, kids? I know who. Soon he came around that bend there. This is a Brooklyn kid. We're doing the documentary. Well, I'm just doing the documentary. We're telling the story about Gigolo.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know about him. And so we fighting back and forth with a guy in Alabama named Boogeyman, which used to live where a lot of people didn't know. Boogeyman had a CB social club in Long Island, Brown Shoes. You remember him? You remember Boogeyman? And he moved down to Alabama. So we fighting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And from them, he became my nemesis on the radio. Everybody thought we didn't like each other because we used to fight all the time. Who was the baddest or who could stay on the mall the longest. And besides this voice, he has a radio voice too. And I feel cheated that he passed because I wanted the key on this new box that he got. And I'll never get a chance to do that, but I'm definitely gonna miss him. I think he is one of the few guys that used to keep the game going when, right around the time when you think the game was going to end. A lot of guys, we lost a lot of CB fellows along the way, and I think, me, him, and a few others, Brown Shoes and Nichols and Triple Zell, we try to keep the game going. Because it's not dying out. The new generation don't like to do what we do. We like to get out there and test our stations, and there's egos flying. And I got a huge ego, always did, and he did too. Gigolo had a huge ego. So when you got guys out there with big egos fighting, you got people on the other end that's not actually understanding what's that about. They actually thinking we're not friends. But a lot of people didn't know. After we finished fighting, I was in his backyard eating his chicken and his salad because he was a good cook, as I. He's a damn good cook. And like I said, they didn't know I grew up with him. But on the radio, you couldn't tell that. We used to fight like cats and dogs. And boy, I wish I had some Watergates. I got a memorable Watergate that I have to send you 007 that you could dub into that with me and him fighting. That one particular fight that I was talking about, I have a tape of it. It ain't gonna sound too good because I was whooping him. But all in all, great dude, great printer, awesome printer. And here go another legend sliding in. You wanna say something about?
Say that me and him were real close. We used to fight on the way, but I still love him.
Okay. All right. So starting pulling.
We're rolling.
Oh, we still rolling.
Yep.
So this is a documentary about all the CBS, but mainly one individual.
The king of them all.
Switchblade. Get out of here. Anyway, this is a documentary about CBers, all of us, Brown Shoes, him. Oh, man. What's up, man? All right. And Stephen Knowles, a.k.a. Gigolo. I'm going to miss him. Like I said, he brought a lot of fight to the game. He made it interesting because it was entertaining for those who like that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna miss him a lot. I really, really gonna miss him because I feel like I was cheated because I can't fight with him no more. And my next fight is gonna be when I decide to take that last ride. And with that, Gigolo, we all miss you, all the fellas, and they rolling in like clockwork. You wanna keep it rolling? I am Straight Razor. I done been in Brooklyn, Queens, so I'll just say, right now, yeah, I'm still in Queens. And I'm not talking now, but I am returning. Things are looking real good, and that's that. Thank you, and y'all have a great day.
Perfect.
let me first say condolences to the Knowles family from my family. I'm Brown Shoes out of New York. Been talking to Kevin, aka Gigolo, for over 30 years on the radio. And he brought a lot of fun to the game. I always enjoy listening to him and dogfighting with his neighbors. Because sometimes the radio is quiet, but anybody speaking, you would like to hear the radio. But I'm going to make it short and sweet. He's a fun guy, and just about 3 weeks ago, Gigolo called me on the phone. He said, Brown Shoes, I know I heard that you can build transformers. I said, build transformers? I said, but after the conversation, he meant to ask me, can you build me a power supply? I said, Gigolo, I don't do much base station stuff. I can build a mobile power supply. But I told him where he can get a transformer and get a power supply built. So we started talking casually on the phone. After over 30 years of speaking to the brother on the radio, this is the first time I'm having a phone conversation with Gigolo on the phone. So I said, Gigolo, where do you live in Brooklyn? He says to me, I live in so-and-so block. I said, Gigolo, when I was in middle school, I grew up around the corner. So to make long story short, after our conversation, I found out that I grew up with Gigolo's cousins. I said, wow, isn't that amazing? Talking to a guy for so long on the radio, had one phone conversation, one and only phone conversation with the brother, and found out that we grew up with his cousins, and we live around the corner from each other's when I wasn't even close to being on the CB. So with that, I just want to acknowledge that he was a fine gentleman off the CB radio, great barbecues. He's always pitching in to help the fellows when we're doing any functions out on Long Island at the Hampstead Lake Park. And he's going to be greatly missed. You know, he's a quality man, and always trying to fix his station better and better. So with that, Brown Shoes and family say peace, and God bless Gigolo family, and God will continue watching over them while he's gone home to be with his Lord. Amen.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Markia. I'm Steve's daughter. This is my sister, Tanea, my mom, Barbara, my brother, Steven, and my little sister, Shania. And we got Jack back there. That's my sister's fiance. Number one, we just want to thank everybody that has come and supported my family, who has shared kind words with us, who have stopped by the house. All of you guys, it's very important to have the support at this time. So we definitely want to just start off by just saying thank you to everybody that has, shown that love and support. My dad clearly knows a lot of people.
Even me.
Yeah, he knows a lot of people, and he has always been one to celebrate himself. So it's not anything new for us to come together, for so many people to come together on his behalf. Like everybody has gone to his parties every year that he celebrates for his birthday around Labor Day weekend, and so this is nothing new for us to come together like this. But we want to just continue to celebrate my dad. He life of the party. He always has been. That's nothing new. I mean, from as long as I've been alive, he has always been a people person. There has always been people in and out of the house just to stop by and spend time with him. He's been doing his CB radio thing way before I existed. So, we just want to continue to celebrate him and to go forward the same way that he would have if he was still here. So that's what's mainly important to us. But again, thank you everybody for just coming out, for showing love. Even if you're not physically here and you've called, send a card, flowers, whatever it may be, we really appreciate that everybody is coming together like this, because this is something that he would definitely want if he was here. So.
Oh, what a motley crew. Good Lord.
Real dead. You ain't want pit bull to, oh man, I know he would have dragged me to the ground.
All right, hold on.
You would have been done, man.
Hold on. Look, right. Everyone looking this way. Okay.
Everybody say audio video.
Gigolo! We're good, guys.
We gotta do one more for Brown Hornet. We gotta get Brown Hornet.
One more. All right. Okay. 3 hands up in the air. Let's go.
I don't care. None of this ain't